first off, I want to thank you all for being here and going with me on this journey for that has been AKA the Phoenix, because it has been quite the journey from when I did video game content to mixing it up and doing fitness content to spiritual content to mixing all three of them to then just doing whatever I wanted. It seems like, and I don't know. I always thought that if I cast a wide net, I'd capture a lot of people, and I think a lot of new YouTubers fall into that trap. But really, what it boils down to is niches. Find a niche, especially when you're a small channel. If you're a large channel, you don't have to worry about that. So my hiatus has been a threefold thing. And that has initially just started off with personal stuff. You know, there's always something going on with the house, and I wanted to be a good present husband and just family man, so to speak. So in May we had the bathroom remodeled, so we had contractors in and out, always going everywhere. And that is when I started really focusing on the shorts. And focusing on just the ambience of this beautiful countryside. I just had this idea that I'm not the most entertaining person. So, like, I am knowledgeable and deep and philosophical, but I'm not super entertaining. I have a tendency to drone on and just put people to sleep when I speak. So, which is unfortunate, but it is the nature of the beast when you are that calm and just steady. So that was a big part of it initially, was switching to the countryside. I can just set up a camera, go do whatever with my wife, and then come back and edit it just a little bit and then post it. And anyone looking for peaceful content can find it and enjoy it. And that would have been a good thing had I started the channel off that way, because a lot of stuff, I got so wrapped up into the business model of what makes successful YouTube channels successful, and I was just like, okay, I need to mirror this or that. And what I found out is niches are the way to go, especially when you're a small channel. So I took a minute and I took a break from uploading, and I went ahead and created two new channels. One is the Ambient Countryside, and the other one is Here's Kenny. Here's Kenny is going to be that human content that I talked about before, where I talk about, you know, just my interests like video games or sporting events, or mainly pro wrestling is one thing that I will be planning on talking about on that channel. And then, you know, the Ambient Countryside obviously is as advertised. It's the countryside and it's ambient. I actually recorded a new wood chopping video that's up on that channel. I'll link it in the description if you are interested in that. So that leaves this channel. What am I going to do with this? Well, spirituality, philosophical stuff. Spirituality, philosophy. Those are the two words I was searching for. But those two things are are just a huge passion for me, because as you all know, longtime viewers, I had a very tumultuous childhood, and I had to learn how to be a emotionally mature person at a young age. And I eventually developed this method of becoming my own therapist. Basically, it was like when I played video games, it was an active meditation where I would be doing something with my hands just to keep them busy, but I would also, and while I was doing these tasks in this game, I was sitting there analyzing my emotional state. Why do I feel this way? What caused it? How do I get through it? And once I don't know, it just came natural to me to do that. It came natural to me to do that. And as I've been working throughout, my trauma over the last few years and really deciding to delve back into my past, I do have things that I will be talking about, but more specific videos later on down the line. So that's something for you all to look forward to. But so that was the YouTube side of things, and then I had the personal side of things happening, where we had the bathroom project going on, and then uh, end of May, beginning of June, we had a family friend that needed a place to stay. They came here from out of state for like an internship, and plans fell through from crappy family members. So we opened our home to them for about 5 days while they got their self situated and sorted and moved into an apartment and everything. And then we had, like, a week later, we had another family friend that was in a very extreme crisis. That's all I will put it as, is a very extreme crisis, and they didn't really have anywhere else to turn. So because they had burned some bridges with some very recently with some other family members, and it was a situation that I would never want to find myself in. And I've always thought that, hey, I'm in a spot where I can help people and they need help, I'm going to help them. So, because that's what I would want for myself. Now, is it going to happen to me that way? Probably not. But at the end of the day, if you really follow Jesus' message, you help people if you can, when you can, and you don't ask for anything in return. And karma will sort itself out in the end. It ultimately will. That's at least how I view it. So we had this situation go down, and these people were supposed to be staying for about between 5 to 8 days, and they wound up staying for, I think, between 12 and 14 days. Not sure exactly. It's already left my memory, but so by the time June was wrapping up, we had spent most of the month sharing our space with other people, and it was just time to get our space back. So, we had the Independence Day. I had some time off for that, and I really enjoyed my time off. Had a week of work, and then my wife had a medical emergency. Everything's fine, and I'm going to keep it at that. But I needed to take care of her and take some time off. And then 2 days later, after that, I was part of a mass group of layoffs at my job. So within 2 days, it seemed like my life was falling apart. But as I like to say, this is one thing that I've said for years, is that it feels like your life can be falling apart, but really it's just falling into place. I don't know. I'm not. I prepared for this. I've never been one to really feel like I needed to. I never felt comfortable giving basing the security of my life and my future in external forces. So, like, you can see just throughout history how corporations and big companies have treated their employees, and it's like you give all your time, your body, your soul, your energy to this other vision, and then when it comes time to be rewarded, right before that, they cut you off. So just to save a couple more dollars on the back end. So it's one of those things that I prepared for this. There is no emergency. I've needed more time off than I have taken. So I'm really just going to chill and really just see where my life is going to go. Some people would look at me and call that privilege. I call it accountability, because I really did hold back and live in a frugal nature and lived within my means to get to the point that I'm at, and I am blessed beyond all measure to say that plan worked out. But yeah, I've talked about it before, and I'll say it again. In 2021, I decided that I wasn't going to live paycheck to paycheck anymore, and by golly, I didn't. I just paid off my debt. I toiled and toiled, and within a year, I paid off all my credit card debt. Luckily, my car was already paid off, and then I just worked on saving a massive, and I mean a massive, emergency fund, just in case something happened. Because the last time I had quit, or last time that anything like this had occurred to me, I voluntarily quit, and I was out of a job for like 6 months. And I only had a couple $1,000s at that time, and I burned through it real quick. So it's like, that's what led to my mass credit card debt. So it's like, okay, here I am. I'm safe. I'm sound. I learned from that lesson, carried it forward here, and I'm. Another way to look at it is I'm just happy that my wife is here still. My best friend is here, and I get more time with her, because there for a second, even the minorest of surgeries can lead to complications. Anything can happen on that operating table. So, everything is good. I'm blessed to have her here still. And in grand scheme of things, I say everything boils down to perspective. And when it really boils down to it, I would much rather have her than be employed. Like, grand scheme, I'm so happy that I got laid off, and I still have her here, because I can't tell you the pit of despair I'd be in without her. I've said it before, I'll say it again. She is the light to my darkness. So there you go. That has been kind of where I've been at the last couple of months and what I've been preparing, and I've just been dragging my feet really on getting the other channels set up. And I've said it before, I'll say it again, momentum is everything. So you really get that. Yeah, I stepped away, and then things started happening with my laptop. I got my main PC actually back and set up, so that documentary that I talked about, that paranormal documentary, I need to pull the files off of my secondary computer still, which I haven't connected in over a year, so we'll see how that goes. I'm not going to give a timeline on that, but I'm almost to the point where I can begin recording or editing that. Pouring through that footage, editing it, and getting it all set up and ready to go. Filmed in 4K, so it takes up a lot of space. A lot of space. But yeah, I am in a good spot, number one. Number two, thank you for being here through all the phases of this channel. And number three, I am switching to niches. Of course, leaving the backlog of everything that I've ever done on this channel there, because I wish I had everything pre-2018, but I deleted everything. So there you go. And I am going to probably change the name of the channel one more time to something else. And then I'm still gonna, refer to myself as Ken, don't worry. Not that you were, but just in case you were. Don't worry, it's gonna be fine. So look forward to that, and from here on out, the content on this channel is going to be my spiritual philosophy and just stuff that I've learned throughout the years. What Spirit has been telling me recently is become the Nexus. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be becoming the Nexus. Catchy name. So I guess that's letting the cat out of the bag. But either way, everyone, I want to thank you for being on this journey with me. It means a lot. And to everyone that sticks along, I love you all so much, as you already know. And we still got this. We still got a lot to go. Still got a lot to go. A lot of gas in the tank, a lot of knowledge to give out, a lot of perspective to share, and really the inspiration for this part of the channel, because I was going to treat it as a dump channel. Honestly, that was my plan, is create these other two channels and use this channel as a dump. But then my mother-in-law was visiting this past weekend, and we were talking about my perspectives and like my perspective on things and how my accountability mixed with all that, and just how I am an emotionally mature person. And she was telling me that, you know, there are people twice my age that are not nearly anywhere near as mature as I am, and that a lot of people would benefit from hearing this. So that's the second time in my life she's told me this. So I'm gonna get to a point where I'm gonna get over my mental hurdles and my desire for this massive, just production value, and I will just get to putting the message out there. So that's what I have for you all today. I will put all the necessary links in the description below, so check that out for my other two channels. And until the next time, guys, my name is Ken, and I will see you then.